Good day to you, partner. I'm keen, and I can already tell that I'll be your best friend in this forsaken camp.
Hey guys, we Solo here, aka the Skeleton King. So today we have the pleasure of watching Zoorot do his pretty well geared and fairly personalized, I guess you would call it, Fire Golem mage build. Now this is not the build I would recommend in-game, and it's not the build that Zoorot would even recommend in-game. He's not going to be picking up any items. I don't want to hear any bitching about it. By the way, in my next couple of DP videos, I pick up all the items, and I don't know why people think that's so interesting, but I guess for a budget clear, it kind of makes more sense. I'll give people that. Like if I'm supposed to be presenting something budget, then you're kind of going to pick up a lot of stuff, so fair. I'll give you that. And I'm actually really happy about it, and I can't wait to show it off. Now, see, I don't actually agree with the way he's playing this. And I'm not saying it's easy, but when you're playing Fire Golems with mages and that's it, and you're running Grims, you kind of got to trust your mages to do more of the work, and he's basically hard stomping on almost everything. There was a conversation in Necro Chat about stomping. And the problem with stomping as a necromancer is that claiming you can kill everything when you stomp that's like the easiest thing to achieve with a summoner build. By the way, Zoorot always has the best routing. Like, I'm sorry, my routing sucks. I know how to route ROB, okay? I actually really like the maps. I just want to put a little shout out in case Senpai does listen to this. I actually really like maps that aren't just really easy, as in they're like a loop, like Phlegtron is now, right? At least ROB, there's kind of like go all left or go all right, and people still mess it up. But like Tombs, in my opinion, is like one of the best maps where it comes to a non-linear layout. You know, there's a big loop, there's the small path, and the boss path. And Toadflax did a great job on this map. He really did. Another map that I used to love was Ancestral Trail, because it didn't have I actually thought its original layout was amazing. But anyways, I totally went on a rant. In my opinion, the way he's running this, he would basically be faster if he either went full Fire Golem and dropped mages, which is what he says, or there is another option. And that is, you kind of have to let your mages do more of the work. And stomping everywhere is not going to be the fastest solution anyways. So for instance, back to how this started, when somebody says they stomp and everything dies, it's like, okay, cool, you did something a summoner can do from Season 1 who's never played the game before, and they go, look at this, I warp and everything dies around me. The only way to make a summoner go faster than that is to try to figure out how to not worry about every 10-yard radius on the map, because that's basically the effective radius of Fire Golems, melee splash, etc. How we accomplish that as necromancers is because we have access to mages, archers, and certain elemental revives, or even physical range revives are actually pretty good, to be honest, that give us the ability to be in one spot and kill something further away. Now, although a 213 Tombs, now a T3, is actually a pretty tough map, I'm not trying to go down on his play too much. It's just that this is never going to give you the time you really want, and I do agree with Zoorot that he should probably just drop mages and go full Fire Golem with this build the way he's playing it. By the way, if you want to try the more optimal approach, it's like, we have to go into something more complicated here, and that is what to do with your skill points and what's the best use of all of your skills. If you're running Grim's Scythe, then going 20 in the Skeleton Mastery is a solid choice. And if you're going to do that, well, then you can put 20 points on the archers and get more ranged summons. That's already a good option. But what I would do is drop Grims, you drop the 20 in the Skeletal Mastery, and you're going to put 20 points into revives. Now, he didn't want to do the revive build. I already know this, but watching this, I can't help but think there's only one way to do this faster. And it's like, just sitting behind your mages is not fun, and it probably wouldn't be that much faster. There definitely would be opportunities. Like, look at these. You see, when he does these hallways, they go generally pretty better, right? The thing is, if you had council members casting hydras, you don't have to sit everywhere. Basically, you let all of your minions attack once, and you basically move on to the next screen. Now, it's not quite that effective, but I guarantee you have an effective radius much larger than 10 yards, or what anybody's saying, they stomp and everything on the screen dies. Cow Lords are the best. Like, we have a guy like that every season come in the Necro chat who goes, look, I think I created the best build, and it's like, well, their best build is, you know, they stack auras. Okay, we've been doing that since season 1, and, you know, they pick a physically based build generally with like Cow Lords, and it's like, I'm sorry, you're just never going to be that fast with that build. And then they always backtrack it with, oh, I only play for fun, but I'm still trying to tell you that this is the best way to play. And it's like, Anyways, I'm sorry I kind of went on a rant, but when I watch this, it's like, Zoo, I respect you as a poison necromancer, and I respect your routing ability, but this is not the way you play a summoner. I'm sorry. And people don't understand when I say, oh, he's actually going to show the clear. Yeah, it's pretty clear. I mean, I'm never too concerned by clears. Oh, I think Zoorod is, because we always make fun of him. I guess I can talk about this and rant more. You never full clear. The reason why is because full clearing actually wastes time. You clear, like, this is probably too clear, to be honest. The best way to clear a map is like, you know, 95% plus. And the reason is for any build, to track down every single minion in a map, just waste your time, especially for a summoner, but really for any single build in the game. Like, do you really think a Nova Sork goes into every single corner of a map to kill everything? No, if they see a big pack up there, they'll go finish it off, sure. But they're not going to kill every single little pack. Look, all this stuff is crap. Like, you're never going to pick any of this up because you make so much money, you'll just buy gems if you need them, right? Alright, that's done. Zoo, you really need to try to use council members, and Summoner is harder than people think to make it play fast. In my opinion, Summoner is more mentally intensive than it is to play Bone. I don't think it's more mentally intensive to play Dark Pack, although that's kind of an argument a little bit. He's got very good gear, not perfect. The reason why I say DP and Summoner might be tied is because sometimes DP you just, you play kind of autopilot, but there are situations where you can cast less curses, so I gotta give it that. And Bone's not completely brain dead, I'll admit that as well. And Poison Nova is like the most brain dead thing ever. It just goes so fast. He's got pretty good gear. As you can see, he's got a 10 FCR Grave Palm. The reason why you do that is because you can avoid doing a snapshot. So for anyone out there who always complains about my videos having snapshot summoners, this is a non-snapshot summoner that did pretty damn good, okay? He's got some very solid gear. Again, none of it's BIS, but it's solid. And again, I just think his build is a little bit off base. You're going to want to use some of your skill points to get revives, and it's just because Fire Golems get so good, mages get so good, and there's kind of nothing else you can do about it. Laying of Hands with IES, not bad. Alright, Skeleton King out, guys. GC.
Come and play with us, Daddy.